got thumb pick? After Jan will be John Bergamini and then Freddie Champagne. And also on the list is Martha, Jack, and Bud.
Hey, guess what? Hi, friends. I finally got my camera back from the Eureka Police Department. Woohoo! I've only had it since February 4th when I got arrested at the rally for Richardson Grove. Thanks, Bud. But on the other hand, I was like, can you hear me okay? Is the mic the right amount? All this?
Oh, that sounds good.
I should speak closer to the mic? Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do this with a thumb pick or my... Okay, I'm going to try to just do it straight. This is a song that was written a long time ago by a friend of mine named Mark Levite that I met in Santa Cruz. I think he's still my friend, but I haven't seen him in a long, long time. Well, you say this big reactor is going to keep us from the cold. You tell me that my job here is guaranteed. But I'm not so sure anymore. I believe all that I'm told about the way to get the energy we need. Well, you say this radiation is as safe as mother's milk. You tell me no one here was ever harmed. But an accident could wipe out even you and all your ilk. I've got more than a just cause to be alarmed. Have you sold your only soul for a precious lump of coal? Did you trade your conscience in on uranium? Is your right to make a profit greater than our right to live? Tales of justice leaking like a sieve. Sorry, I kind of... Well, you tell me this here plant is good for 30 to 40 years. If you make it through the trials and mistakes of your fallible technicians and immoral engineers, gambling with our future at such stakes. Have you sold your only soul for a precious lump of coal? Did you trade your conscience in on uranium? Is your right to make a profit greater than our right to live? Are your scales of justice leaking like a sieve? Are your scales of justice leaking like a sieve? Well, I don't know. Let's see. Here's I keep wiggling around too when I play, so it makes it really hard. But if I can get my capo, I'll play.
Here's your capo.
Always prepared. Be prepared. That's the Boy Scouts marching song. Be prepared. As through life you march along. Be prepared to hide your pack of cigarettes. Oh well. Anyway.
You like the thumb pick?
I like this thumb pick. But I hope I can play it right. There we go. My fingers were in the wrong spot. Okay, we all know this song. It's a Bob Dylan song. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, well, you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pens, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling who that it's naming. For the loser and I will be later to win, for the times they are a-changin'. I'm screwing up, times they are a-changin'. I can't believe it.
Humboldt County.
Come, senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't lock up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changin'. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly fading, and get out of the new one if you can't lend a hand, for the times they are a-changin'. The line it is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are a-changin'. Can you sing the first verse again with me? Come, come, gather round people wherever you roam. Admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, well, you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changin'. Yes, they are, whether we want them to or not. Because this kind of economy cannot go on. This bullshit cannot go on. And it's not going to go on. Solidarity with Libya, Tunisia, and all those other people that are standing up for democracy in this world.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, I think that democracy's on the march. It may be that we're in a strange place here talking about insanity for a couple of hours, but democracy's on the march, and our third world people are trying to teach us a lesson. And if we're listening, most Americans seem to be a little bit blind to it, except in Wisconsin, where they've just been pushed to the wall, and Ohio, where they've been pushed to the wall. But somewhere, I think enough people are going to hear it, because it's alive. It has really nothing to do with just what my ego was thinking about it. It is alive. It's going on, and I think we can do it. It's so good to be with people who can shoulder so much and really keep going, because this is this is a lifetime kind of thing. Oh, I thought I was just going to do some good carpentry with some beautiful wood, and then that wood ran out, or that wood was being misused, and oh, suddenly I found this out. I'm in the movement. And the movement really means so many different aspects of living on the earth. Thank goodness that we have people like this. And we have to teach our kids. We all have to be good teachers, because within a few years, most of it has been forgotten or not even talked about anymore. So we have to keep it up, even though this may be it might take another few hundred years or another few incarnations. Keep it up.
Okay, believe it or not, we're almost through. We've got, I think, 3 speakers. John, are you here? John Berganamini? Okay, John's going to speak, and then Freddie Champagne, and then John. And then we're going to come together in a circle, and Bud will do a final song.
I just want to talk about radiation. I noticed that, does anyone here have a Geiger counter or a radiation meter?
No, but we have 2 people who have them.
Yeah, we did a healing ceremony on this land already, so not to worry.
Well, I'm not greatly worried, but it would be nice to actually know what is going on with that plant no more than a few feet away from here. Probably this place is hotter than normal, and it's a shame that we don't know that one way or the other. You know, one of the things, before Fukushima happened, for reasons I don't really understand, I started becoming interested in nuclear power in a big way about a month prior to that accident. And I found out from looking at the internet that there are nuclear spills and catastrophes going on all over North America on a regular basis. And because America is the most advanced public relations system in the planet, we don't hear about that stuff. And what's vivid to me is that everyone ought to want to have some means of knowing whether or not they're being dosed with radiation, because we don't know, and we're not going to be told, and it's foolish to imagine that the federal government or the local government is going to inform you for a number of reasons. One of the reasons being the federal government is liable if they're busted for not doing their job, and the local government's not going to tell you because real estate values will drop. Okay, for all these reasons, the only way truly to protect yourself against this risk is to have a Geiger counter or something like that, and I recommend it to everyone. And I also believe that it's the only solution really to nuclear power, is that people simply have to be able to know what is going on. And that's not going to happen until we get the equipment to sense that stuff. And that's not going to happen until you all get a Geiger counter. So, I mean, I guess if I really had my act together, I'd be here to sell you Geiger counters, but I don't do that. But I'll tell you this, is that there is something called the Kearney fallout meter that you can actually make from junk around the house that actually successfully measures, yes, the Kearney fallout meter has been around since 1968. You make out of literally junk, and it works pretty well. It's based on the ionization of the air as a consequence of being in a radioactive environment, and it works quite accurately. My only point again is people ought to get their own equipment so that we can bust the nuclear power interests. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Oh, so Freddie will be next. And just so you know, we happen to actually have one of the most sensitive detecting stations in the world right here. So right here at this plant.
Will they tell us what happened?
Well, yeah, they tell us that, what was it? It was like 13 zeros, 0.13 zeros, and then some number of, was that Yarrow? Where are you? I think it was iodine. And they're going to stop monitoring that because of the half-life. Basically, that was stuff that came out at the very, very beginning of the accident. So, Freddie Champagne? Okay, John, do you want to come up? John Arden? Oh, this is going to be fast. And who's the other one on my list?